Happy Monday. Today is February 28th.
On today's show, we have a report about Ski Club and a few book recommendations for Black History Month.
This and more, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm Tessa.
And I'm Vanessa.
To start our show today, please stand and join us in saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can you believe it is the last day in February?
The month of February is Black History Month. This month has had its beginnings from a week-long celebration started by Carter G. Woodson in 1926.
The week started as a challenge to question the traditional curricula which disrespected Black people and also presented a call for social and political equality.
This call to action is what Woodson is most recognized for and his efforts that created Black History Month. Its efforts helped publicize information on Black history.
He wanted to make sure that the history of Black Americans were recognized in schools when many textbooks simply left out the achievements or would actually dehumanize Black people.
He created material that was available for every grade from kindergartners to college students.
He empowered teachers, community leaders, and everyday people to preserve their own histories.
It is still celebrated today, even though progress has been made and our current histories reflect the contributions of multiple races. We still have further to go to honor the voices from all sharing our country's history all year long.
It's good to question that even though we see history as a set of facts, the stories are still being told by someone, and it is important for us to hear those stories from other perspectives.
By being open-minded and curious, we are able to get a fuller understanding of our country's history.
Thanks, Miss Boston, for the great display she has had up all month, and we hope you have had a chance to check out some of the books. Here she is now with just a few of her favorites.
Recommendations for Black History Month.
Okay, so I'm a librarian. I can't limit myself to a couple. But we do have a Black History Month display going on this month, and we've pulled all kinds of different things. So we have some nonfiction that are real stories that happen throughout history of people being brave or being the first Black person to do things or inventing things. And then we also have some fiction over here as well. So I want to highlight a few books for you. One that came out recently is called This Book is Anti-Racist, and it's got ways that you can wake up and take action and look at your own implicit biases and help make the world a better place and help battle racism. One is a picture book that I love. A lot of people don't know that Lonnie Johnson, a Black man, invented the Super Soaker, and I think we all love using squirt guns in the summer. I still like to get my friends with squirt guns. And it's a really great picture book that kind of talks about that invention. We have The Crossover by Kwame Alexander, and I want to talk about this one because a lot of people had read it a few years ago, but now when I ask middle schoolers, they haven't really read it. So this is a book in verse. So if for kids that you feel intimidated by reading, you'll notice it's not a lot of words on one page. That's what I mean by it's written in verse. It's not prose. So it's going to be a quicker read for you. But this one is a sports one about two twins that play basketball, and they're kind of competing against each other. Their dad is also a famous basketball player. And the way Kwame Alexander writes this, it has a really good flow to it. It kind of feels like somebody's rapping in your ear, and the audiobook is great. This one has been a huge hit. Jason Reynolds and Ibram X. Kendi wrote Stamped. This is about kind of the history of America and looking at it through a lens of like how has racism shaped our country and what can we do in the future to make it better. We have Black Boy Joy because I love Black History Month. It's really important to look at our history, but it's also important to celebrate Black joy too. So this is a book that came out in the last year, and it's got 17 stories that are celebrating Black boyhood, because we just need some positive in our Black History Month too. Pet is one of the most unique books I've ever read. I don't even want to try to explain it to you, but it's so original and incredible. The main character is Black and deaf. And then Ikenga is a story that's more fantasy genre, so it's got superpowers and different things going on, and it's great. The author's fantastic. One other book and verse, if the crossover sounded good to you, Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. She's actually one of our Black queer authors, and it's got that same thing where it's going to be a quicker read for you, but it's just so beautifully written. For all my murder mystery peeps out there, Spin is a murder mystery written by a Black author, probably better for more 8th grade and up. And then I do want to give a shout out. LeBron James actually just came out with a book called We Are Family, and we have that in the library now too.
Great recommendations. We learned a little fun fact about our library that you might be interested in.
When you are starting to think about colleges, you can apply for scholarships. That is free money that someone gives you to use towards college.
Did you know that there is a library scholarship? That's right, there is a scholarship toward a winner if you are a regular user of the library, so reading really does pay off.
I would start keeping track of how many books you check out and use right now.
Since tomorrow is the start of March, that means March Book Madness will be starting.
Look for the voting link for the first round of books to be live soon. The link will be in the daily announcements that your Academy teacher can post in Google Classroom.
Next week we have an interview with Mrs. Boston to tell you more about how March Book Madness works.
Now over for this week's general announcements.
Thanks, I'm Charlie.
And I'm Owen. For lunch specials, Monday and Friday is Pasta Bar, Tuesday and Thursday will be Taco Bar, Wednesday is Stir Fry Day.
Every Tuesday there will also be a special of the day.
We are into our second week of cafeteria expectations. We have a beautiful cafeteria and we want to keep it that way. Thank you to those who keep showing respect to keep it a beautiful space.
Reminders that you need to clean up after yourself. Maybe decide that you will even pick up one extra thing that doesn't even belong to you as your random act of kindness at lunch.
Don't move the chairs around. Keep them 5 to a table.
Remain at your spot throughout lunch unless you will be heading outside or using the restroom.
As winter is maybe coming to an end, we have some lost and found items that want to go back home. Consider stopping by to see if any of these items belong to you.
The library will be closed this week for WIDA testing. This is an important test for our English language learners, and we want them to have a best testing environment.
If you need a loaner Chromebook, use the back office door only before school, academy, or after school.
BBYA meets this Thursday in Mac Bay Library. Anyone is still able to join if you like meeting cool people, talking about books, and you even get snacks.
A new student group is starting up, and the first meeting will be Wednesday on March 2nd.
It's called AIM, Acceptance, Inclusion, and Matter. This student-led group will provide a safe place for LGBTQIA+ students and allies at middle school.
There is a form that needs to be completed by a parent or guardian before attending. Again, your teacher can send you the link via email or Google Classroom.
Talk to Ms. Bossman or Ms. Bishop with any questions. Now back to the anchors.
We had a great turnout for our audition workshop, and now students are auditioning, and we expect the cast list to be published soon.
Thanks to all those who tried out or will be trying out to be in the production Guys and Dolls Jr.
Now over to sports and games for this week.
Thanks, I'm Caden.
And I'm Anthony. Let's start with girls basketball. The black team plays today against Muskegon away, and Wednesday they are home against Mona Shores.
The white team plays today, Wednesday, against Grenville at home.
The wrestling team has a competition on Tuesday against Hamilton at home.
Boys swim and dive compete Tuesday away against Holland and Thursday home against Grand Haven.
March 6th, there is a softball clinic from 3:45 to 5:15. Register online at the website on the screen.
The bleachers were packed last Wednesday for the first ever unified basketball team game against Holland Christian.
They came out with a win, and we will have more about this amazing team in the Links program on a future show.
Ski and snowboard club trips are now concluded. We had a record number of students participating in the weekly trips. Here are just a few students sharing what they like about Ski Club.
Today I'm here interviewing people why Ski Club is so lit. Let's get into it. What is Ski Club?
Ski Club is a club where they take you to go skiing every Friday, and you get a discount card, and you get to hang out with your friends while you ski on Fridays with Mrs. Postma.
What are some changes they made to Bittersweet, and how do you like them?
I like how they added a new park section, and I can really shred the rails.
I like how they changed the places of the lifts.
What are your favorite features about Bittersweet?
I like going on like the hills because it's really fun and you get to like go over like all those bumps, and I really like the terrain park.
Why do you encourage kids to go to Bittersweet in the future?
Bittersweet's a really fun activity to do with your friends, and it's like the bus ride there and coming back. You get to go skiing, snowboarding all night for like 4 or 5 hours, and it's really fun.
Straight up. Thank you for all the students letting us interview them, and hopefully more kids decide to go skiing with us next year. Let's get cracking.
We had many new skiers hitting the slopes at Bittersweet. Ms. Postman wants to say a big thank you to all who participated and hopes to see you back next year.
Today's group picture day, so if you are in a music class, club, student council, links and more, check the schedule for your time for the group picture.
Thanks for watching and keep showing that Panther Pride. Have a great week and
Go
go
Whoa!
Whoa!